You're just gathering it through subpoenas issued by this court. And I warn you that this is going to be a fatal error on your part.
May I be recognized, Your Honor?
Yes.
The witness now on the stand was not called by the prosecution precisely because the evidence she's going to present is the very same records that was presented already by
Yes,
the
but
bank.
you asked this court to subpoena her.
Yes, and therefore, Mr. President,
You should have asked, manifested to the court that we want the subpoena to that witness quashed already.
yeah, Mr. President, may I therefore make a formal manifestation
Yes.
that pursuant to the subpoena issued by the Honorable Tribunal, that we are adopting this witness as our own witness and we will conduct additional direct examination, Your Honor.
Okay?
No, but if Your Honor, please, may I be allowed even 1 minute only, Your Honor?
Yes, please.
They are now speaking of a subpoena requested by them. I hope I will be pardoned with using the word. That is a falsity, Your Honor. Because the very subpoena said, acting on the request for issuance of subpoena of Senator Judge Franklin M. Drilon. There is no mention about the prosecution, Your Honor. That's why I wanted to know, Your Honor, whether whose witness is the witness on the stand. Because under our rules of evidence, it is very clear. The court shall not consider any evidence presented unless formally offered, Your Honor. And when we speak of documentary evidence, it must not be merely offered, but rather it must be identified, marked, and then offered in evidence. Your Honor.
But, Counsel, I have here a copy of the subpoena that I issued. I cannot remember I cannot see the date.
Maybe the first one, Your Honor.
Correct, but this is I'm talking of this subpoena. I did not issue any other subpoena
Yes, Your Honor.
against this witness.
In that connection, Your Honor, may we ask permission to read the statement appearing here. Witness Honorable Juan Ponce Enrile, Senate President and Presiding Officer of the Senate, sitting as an impeachment court at City of Pasay this 9th day of the year of our Lord 2012, Your Honor. Then signed the Honorable Juan Ponce Enrile. So this is a February 9 subpoena, Your Honor.
Mr. President,
Well, I'm sorry, I forgot about this. You see, yes, I'll own this subpoena. Yes.
Mr. President,
Yes.
Mr. President, can I have the floor?
Yes.
Mr. President, the subpoena that the Senate President issued last is only consistent with and in pursuit of the previous subpoena issued by the Senate President. This is a subpoena issued February 6, 2012. A resolution dated February 6 or February 7, 2012. I have here the unsigned copy, but the records the original is in the records of the Senate. It's a resolution, and let me read part of that resolution. Letter B, the branch manager and or authorized representative of the Philippine Savings Bank, Katipunan Branch, Katipunan Avenue, Loyola Heights, Quezon City, is commanded to bring before the Senate at 2 p.m. on February 8, 2012, the original and certified true copies of the account opening forms, documents for the following bank accounts allegedly in the name of Renato C. Corona. Now, during the last session of this court, we asked whether or not the opening documents and the opening balances for account number 089-121-017-358, which was included in this resolution of February 6 was complied with. And there was no compliance because the witness was under the impression that it was only the ending balance which was subpoenaed, when in fact the resolution of the Senate President clearly stated opening forms and documents. And since it was not this witness, it was not Mr. Garcia who had knowledge of this Katipunan branch manager was subpoenaed here, and that is clear on page 17 of the records of the previous hearing, and also on page 16, on page 17 and page 18. So it is very clear that the subpoena now issued again is in pursuance of the resolution of the Senate President dated February 6, 2012.
I would like to be heard, Your Honor, if I will not be ruled out of order, Your Honor.
Proceed.
Only in the subpoena being read by the Honorable Drilon, Your Honor, refers to appearance on the 8th. This subpoena refers, you are hereby commanded to appear before the Senate of the Philippines at 2 o'clock in the afternoon on the 13th day of February 2012. So this is later. This cannot be altered anymore. I'm not after the testimony of this lady, Your Honor. I'm heavily thankful for her responding favorably to honor the subpoena of this honorable court. What puzzles me is this. Our rule of evidence states the court shall not consider any evidence not formally offered. Any lawyer of this impeachment court will agree with me that that is the rule. All right. Now, insofar as testimonial evidence is concerned, the offer is made the moment the witness is called to the stand. She is now called to the stand.
What is your pleasure?
My pleasure now, Your Honor, why I went to that extent of... Her testimony, therefore, should be stricken off from the record. She is not a witness for the prosecution, neither is she a witness for the defense, neither is she a witness for Senator Drilon.
May I be heard, Mr. President?
Yes, please.
Our earlier manifestation, Mr. President, is that we are adopting this witness as our witness
That is a
pursuant to the subpoena, and a ruling was already made by the Senate President. We would like to proceed with this witness, Your Honor.
Okay.
Mr. President,
What is the pleasure of the
Defense, Your Honor.
defense?
Well, this will be a curative act, Your Honor, because the witness is through testifying already after the testimony, after her
Then
testimony.
already, I order the striking out
Your
of
Honor,
the
please, may I be heard?
testimony. Just a minute. So that we can resolve this. Since nobody owned the testimony of this witness prior to your accepting him as a witness, I now grant the motion of the defense to strike out the testimony of the witness and order you to direct your question to the witness. It's ordered.
We reserve our right to appeal the ruling on the floor later on, Your Honor.
Yes.
Mr. President,
May I proceed, Your Honor?
Yes.
nagdidirect. Papayag ko.
Mr. Witness, Your Honor, we are offering the testimony of Ms. Annabel Chongson to prove, Your Honor, and to identify documents that were subpoenaed by the Senate sitting as impeachment tribunal. We will offer her testimony to identify the 5 accounts that were identified in the subpoena and ask her to identify the opening statements and the opening balances pertaining to these 5 accounts, Your Honor. And we will be presenting also related questions insofar as these are concerned.
Proceed.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Ms. Chongson.
Good afternoon, sir.
You are here pursuant to the subpoena of the Honorable Impeachment Court.
Very leading, Your Honor. Witness is a very
Let the
intelligent
witness answer.
Thank you, Mr. President. Ms. Witness, you are commanded by the subpoena to bring certain documents. Do you have the documents that you were asked to bring?
Big, Your Honor.
Let her witness, let her answer. She's an intelligent.
Certain documents. Go ahead. We submit.
Witness, did you bring the documents you were required to bring to this court by virtue of